Hey everybody, Amanda Shenevert here with Leafy Greens Meal Prep Services, here with video number 2 of my series in restaurant tips that you can use at home. Video number 1 was all about menu planning, so I will put a link to that video in or around this video if you haven't watched it. And the second tip is all about preparing for your menu, okay? So like I talked about in the first video, this sometimes, most of the time, is my menu. So it's not very detailed, but for this purpose, we're gonna focus in on this rice stuffed squash. It's a great recipe. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. I pulled this recipe probably from Pinterest. It's from Tasty Kitchen, and it's a wild rice stuffed squash. Now, the first thing, especially working with a recipe that you haven't done yet, my personal preference is to actually print it. I didn't print them for a long time, and then I started working at a job where they printed them for you, and being able to make notes and underline and kind of keep track of where you are is super helpful, especially if you've never made the recipe before. So I highly recommend printing it so that you can take some notes. So the first thing you want to do is read through it carefully all the way through, which I don't always do, and then sometimes it bites me in the butt. The second thing you want to do is read through your ingredients list and make your shopping list, okay? So in the restaurant industry, we would use this so we know, what to order, and we would know, okay, so that order is going to come in on Wednesday, but I need to order it by Monday or Tuesday at noon or whatever, right? So being able to have your ingredients for your recipe. Now, there's always Chef Google if you don't have something and you need a substitute, okay? It's okay to deviate from the recipe, okay? Give yourself some of that grace. I can't always guarantee the results, but don't freak out if you don't have absolutely everything, all right? So the other thing that I like to do in the prep phase before making a recipe is I like to underline. So going through the recipe and seeing, okay, so this recipe calls for 2 whole shallots diced and 2 cloves of garlic minced. So those are things that I can do beforehand. So if I set my prep time for Sunday afternoon, I can go through the recipes that I know that I'm going to use for the week and say, okay, I can dice those shallots now, I can mince that garlic now, and set it aside and label it, so that way when I do go to make this recipe, it's already chopped up, and then I have less time to actually get that in the oven and cooking. So that's my tip for today. I hope you found that very helpful. Stay tuned for tip number 3, and be sure to like me on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and YouTube, and I will see you next time. Have a great day, everybody.